RAM Podcast, where we talk about everything real estate and mortgage, and we ask you, the viewers, what's going on with real estate and mortgage, and try to answer those questions.
Welcome to RAM Podcast, Real Estate and Mortgage, where we talk about real estate and mortgage and all the things new in mortgage. Speaking of things that are new, Kara, what is new in the market? What is new in real estate and mortgage?
Well, one of my most exciting pieces of news are two things. Honestly, the thing I'm most excited about right now is Utah Housing's loan program changes and their minimum credit score drop. So their minimum credit score used to be 640 on the lowest scored loan.
Score loan?
It was called the score loan. Well, they've gotten rid of that score loan, and they have one other Utah Housing FHA loan other than the first home loan. And with that loan, you can go down to a 620 credit score. Mind blown.
That's crazy.
Mind blown.
They haven't done that forever.
Because not only is it better that you can go down to 620, but the 640 loan also capped you at 4.5% for your down payment assistance. But this new loan program, you can go up to 6% as though you are on the first home.
So even at a 620, you can get 6%?
6%. So that means that
assistance.
You can get 3%, 3.5% for your down payment and 2.5% for your closing costs, which literally brings the client coming in with earnest money.
Right.
Unless they get seller concessions, and then they can come in with like nothing. So
they might get their earnest money back.
Most favorite change to Utah Housing to date.
When did that happen?
That happened back in February.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So there was another cool thing that you wanted?
Another cool thing that happened, not related to Utah Housing, but related to FHA mortgages. FHA just dropped their mortgage insurance premium from 0.85% or 85 basis points to 55 basis points. And what this does is save you money monthly. Actually, it means that you can probably qualify for a bit more too. So if you got pre-qualified in January and you haven't reevaluated since then, reach out to your lender, me, or whoever pre-qualified you, and see if it changed your purchase price qualification.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. So FHA insurance is an insurance that insures against default, basically.
Correct.
The banks that lend money on FHA loans, they obviously require a first-time home buyer to put FHA insurance or private mortgage insurance on their loan.
Yes.
So the premium dropped from 0.85 to a 0.55 on an annual basis. What does that equate to in a monthly payment, for example?
About $100 if you base it on the average median or the average national home sales price of about $470,000.
Oh, wow.
So about a savings of $1,400 a year, a little over $100 a month.
Oh, well, I can think of many ways that would actually be beneficial. I mean, how many times do we have on an FHA client, first-time home buyer, where they're butting their head up against the ceiling of qualification based on debt ratios and other things? $100 kind of goes a long way in this market.
$100 can make or break a deal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I
told you, I'm so excited about it. I can't, my mind is blown. I know everybody is so upset about interest rates and their affordability in this market, but to me, this is one small win in, hopes of many more.
Right.
Interest rate.
Well, speaking of another win, the state legislature for Utah had us approved basically first-time homebuyer money. They've set aside $50 million for new construction for a first-time homebuyer. Now, let me make sure you understand what that means. It's administered by Utah Housing Corp. If you're a first-time homebuyer, and what that means is you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, you can qualify for a $20,000 grant from Utah Housing or the state legislature, our taxes, and you can actually have a home built as a new first-time home buyer, new construction only, and that's a $20,000 grant. So, in thinking about that, sure, there's houses out there, there's people out there, but if you want a house, and you have the ability to use down payment assistance, for example, this $20,000 can go towards closing costs. It can go towards paying down your rate. It can go towards your down payment. So it's kind of a cool program where $20,000 can go to a first-time home buyer for new construction. I just want to reiterate, that's for new construction only. It's not for an existing house. It's not for resales. It's for new construction only. What do you think about that? Does that blow your mind as well?
Ish. No, I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think that certain programs are right for certain people. So make sure you have, a good conversation with your lender on it, and you know all of the ins and outs to it and what to expect. There are, things that are going to have to be paid back, and you just need to know those up front and know your expectations. And if you're okay with them, then it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. For sure.
I would say also, though, don't pigeonhole yourself into one certain thing. I know people will come and they'll say, I want this and this and this, and I'm gonna, these are what I must have, and I want this grant within this certain, this certain perimeter, and those things you're never gonna find. So don't use it as an option. If you find a new build that you love, obviously take advantage of the grant. But if you find a home that isn't already built and
the area that you want to be in
is a resale, and you love the home and it works for you, don't not go for it because of this grant.
Right. Well, and also, new home construction, I'm not trying to sell against it by any means, but new home construction, you're minimum 9 to 12 months out on any new home. So, and you don't know what the market's going to do during that time. That money might just be sitting aside. I would assume that money has to be registered and put aside for that new construction, which probably means none of these homes are going to close for 9 to 12 months. If someone sneaks in there before you and the money's gone, you might not have that availability at the end of that term.
All I'm saying is do what's right for you. Find what you love, and then work with your lender to put together all of the options that are available for you for that home that you love.
Speaking of lenders, Kara, I know a really great one. What is your phone number and email that we could get a hold of you at?
801-809-6201 or kstill@vfund.com.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. That's a wrap on our FHA information for today through RAM Podcast. Follow us, share us. Sharing is caring. Click the button, click the bell. Follow us. We've got some good information for you.
Thank you for watching and subscribing to our RAM podcast, where we talk about real estate and mortgage. If you want to watch more, please check out the videos below or check out our other social media websites. If you have any questions, please, we'd love to hear more. Drop us a comment.